Kreskin, and of course I'm sharing with you what's on my mind. I have to level with you folks. I decided the very last minute, just some hours ago, to change my topic and to share with you what's on my mind, because it's on everyone's mind. I could not overlook the tragedy that's taking place in other parts of the world, the Ukraine, of course, being attacked by Russia and so forth. And what's very unique about this whole scenario is that for the first time in history, at least the history that I know when I grew up in during the Second World War, this is one time when we're seeing the tragedy, the trauma, and the horror of war live, literally when it's taking place. Because to their credit and the success of technology, we're able to see what is happening with the people of the Ukraine and the horror that Putin has showered them with. This is a different time, but I think the reason I've also reflected and talking about this with concern is that we have already gone through a year or two of a pandemic. So literally it is two disastrous situations that much of the world, and certainly the United States, has had to suffer through. And I'm thinking about our kids, how we're handling this. We're not isolating them anymore, and can you believe, is it not great? It seems to be finalized that the masks are taboo, a thing of the past, disaster. They can be played with for other reasons, whether it be holding up a house or playing Halloween every day. But the masks were a great mistake and created a lot of chaos. Understand, and we must sympathize with the urge to keep wearing masks that some groups are involved in. That's basically the unique phenomena that the human beings have, we as human beings, that is greed. The money to be made on that is basically the real reason behind that, not safety, security, and making our children happy so they wouldn't have to play games or you wouldn't have to buy a board game or what have you. So the trauma has compounded itself. And, Biden has decided to speak tonight. And this is the reason I wanted to preface. I do not know what he's going to say. I have not tried to look into a crystal ball, but I have a feeling that when it is all over and all is said and done, I would have some feelings to reflect upon. But again, masks are a thing of the past, and I understand that religion is returning and will return to our lifestyle. We'll be allowed to go to church. It will not be isolating people so that the groups are small. And the religious part of our culture, which is part of whether you are religious or not, is not the important thing. It is part of the foundation. In God we trust, and God bless America, even in some of the music, part of the foundation of our culture. And it's very important for the children that are part of a religious family not to set it aside or forget upon it. The energy, that's another situation. I don't wish to comment upon that, but the key, of course, is the oil and the gas, and we've turned it over. Our president has, with great wisdom, and this with great wisdom, because what he intended to do, he did do. He tore down the walls. This enabled criminals and illegal aliens to enter the country, and they are now filling cities that we're not even told about. And of course, the offshoot of this intent, and I'm sure he intended to do this. He might want to argue with me, but he can't be that narrow, that stupid, even if he is senile. But the further factor, of course, is that drugs are now out of control in the United States, and we've opened the doors to such a situation, thanks to Biden and the walls coming down. The USSR, of course, is in a situation of empowerment, and we have now illegal trade going on. with China and other parts of the world, which has been very profitable. There's very heavy money involved in it. This is why there is some resistance to what I'm going to talk about. Illegal trade is incredibly rampant, and some of the wealthiest people are behind such activities, and some of the most successful people are. The average person is not involved in the illegal trade that's bringing in millions of dollars to individuals. The border and the crime that is tending to our lifestyle is something that our government has to handle, because they are there basically to protect you and I, the American public. Whatever else Biden has made possible, certainly we don't want to overlook the $30 billion debt that this country is involved in. Money we will never, never, never have, unless we print money so cheaply that our expenses will be staggering. It is interesting how lifestyle is changing. The college students are having a different awareness of what seems to be important in our educational system, because college and our educational system has been reshaped thanks to outside sources, including foreign elements. By the way, don't be surprised if college students from other parts of the world will be sent home. China, I'm wondering for that to happen. I'm wondering when the day will come when they will be thrown out of colleges, thrown out and sent home, because it's now been made public, something I've been aware of for a long time, and that is that every college student that enters a university in the United States is considered by China to be a spy, and the activities of that student must include the fact that they are spies. This first broke some years ago when researchers at universities, the major universities, started complaining that students from China were stealing basic research, and they felt it would be competing with the time and expenses done by our professional people. So our lifestyle is changing, and while Russia is a formidable factor today, a tremendous force, and certainly Putin is a person that we can't read that quickly, because the rumors are that his personality has changed and he's becoming even more diabolical, if we want to use the word. But I said this for many years, and I repeat it again. Greatest enemy, the greatest enemy that this country has is Red China. Communist Red China. And when you hear of some of the investors who have financial agreements with a culture that is determined to destroy us, you really wonder. We need to save the greatest country of all, and that is the United States of America. And I love this country.